I'm joined by Helen Kamau. She is a software developer. Thank you so much for making time.
Thank you.
I think it's exciting to have a lady in the tech industry. I mean, tech is really growing at the moment, so it's good to see a lot of women in that particular industry. But
Yes.
maybe just tell us a bit of your journey, how you got into IT, how you became a software developer.
It's been quite a journey. I started let's say I didn't start early. I started a bit late because I got married early, a teenage mother, and then got myself into motherhood. But as I started going to college, still married and still bringing up children, I did computer packages. And from there, I got an interest into technology. And then I upskilled into a diploma, eventually did a degree, master's, all the way now to PhD level. Yes.
How do you stay updated on the latest trends and advancements in IT?
Mostly, I do a lot of reading. I go through blogs, IT blogs, tech blogs. I also do a lot of upskilling by doing short courses. I get involved in hackathons for software so that you keep your mind active. And I also have communities like Women in Tech where we are mentored and we also get to mentor others. Because as much as you're getting the information, until you give it out, that's when you learn more. So, yes.
Tech is quite vast, actually. It's quite big. There's, of course, software developing. And what other specific areas are there when it comes to information technology?
Oh, tech is quite huge. We have what most people know as software development, which is programming. We have data analytics. We have the latest baby, AI, artificial intelligence. We have cloud computing. We have systems development. It's a very wide area. So it's something that anyone or each one can take their niche. If you feel this one is too hard, you can go into another area of tech and still find a fit.
You've talked about AI, that is artificial intelligence, rather, and it's, of course, growing, developing by the day. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Because, you know, first, if you want to get information nowadays, easily go to ChatGPT and you're getting your questions, you're getting your content. Do you think it's a good thing, especially, let's say, even for people who are in school?
Especially for those in school, we have ethical issues that come up with ChatGPT. Not that AI is a program written. We call them, it's a machine language that has been programmed to read, analyze, and give solutions. It just mimics the person's mind. So the ethical issue here is it is sponsored by someone. So somebody can easily give their point of view and make sure that whatever is their point of view is what they are pushing. They can push their own agenda. So when you take it that somebody in education is using only ChatGPT, you may have a skewed viewpoint. It's always good to also have something else that you can check out, research, physical, and also collaborate the information that is in AI.
Yeah, but even away from ChatGPT and even in schools, we've even seen, like, in terms of languages now, I can be speaking English, but it can easily be changed into speaking into Chinese or any other language. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a beautiful thing, and we cannot run away from AI. It's actually the future. So it's something that we all need to embrace. But on top of it, it's also good to note that it has its own weaknesses. At times, it will hallucinate and give wrong information or translate things its own way. So as much as we are doing it, it's a new field. And I think that's where the technology experts need to come in and give it more data. It's garbage in, garbage out. Make sure that you're feeding whatever is that machine with the right information. Yes.
Right, let's talk about your specific passion when it comes to information technology. Is there a specific area that you're passionate about, and what have you done with regard to it?
Yes, I'm passionate about system analysis. I'm a system analyst. I love looking into existing systems, looking at their weaknesses, and giving value and even telling them this is how you can improve, this is what you need, looking at what value it brings, and also aligning them into the purpose of the institution. I'm also a very good programmer, so that one still comes in, but I believe business analysis is my strength.
How does it typically work? I'm just curious, for someone who doesn't maybe know what system analysis or being a system analyst involves, how does, let's say, your typical work involve?
My typical work is, I'll come to an organization, let's say the Standard Media Group, and we'll have a walkthrough into your systems. I'll come in and have like a normal working day. What are your processes? How do you handle data? What security have you put in? What is your hardware? So it is a scoping session which goes forward into giving recommendations of what are you doing right, what should you improve? So that as an organization, you don't get behind, and also you improve and get on with the next technology.
Let's talk about data protection, and we've seen even bills when it comes to data protection. How do you approach cybersecurity measures and ensure that there's data protection in your particular capacity when it comes to information technology?
Knowing that most of our work is consultancy to firms, we've also adhered to what Kenya has put in as ODPC, the Office of the Data Protection Commission. So we normally sign up for that. But even when going on site, even before that came, there is what we call the GDPR, which is the EU regulation for data protection. So we ensure first, as an individual, as a software engineer, have adhered to the rules. Two, when you're going to an institution, you have to enforce the rules that are there, because there is a lot of cyber attacks. So the first layer of security we normally give them is the physical security layer, where we ensure that your data is safe. It is in a server, there's no intrusion, there's access control. The next one we come is to the network security, where we ensure that the organization has maybe a VPN and there's no intrusion into your network. So we set up security layers. We make sure that your website is secure so that no one can come in. And then now we come to the application, which is the software. So the software also has its own security protocols, where we make sure your application is secure. Nobody can get into your maybe financials, your bank card. There's enough encryption of your bank details. There's enough protection. And then now the data itself. So we have 4 layers of security, where we normally go through and ensure that all the way from the physical to the data, you are protected. And we normally scope and give you all that you need.
Now, from an individual basis, what's the best way to protect your data, or protect your privacy, protect your information?
As an individual, let's assume it's just someone who's not tech compliant. First thing, 2-step authentication of either your mobile device, your iPad, your computer. Number 2, antivirus. Internet security, virus protection, that one on a personal level, you need to do it. If it's on a corporate level, we go high up, but on an independent level, we always want you to have the antivirus, and also you have the password authentication. The third thing is just sensitizing the users. Do not just click on links, especially links that have attachments. Those ones we normally tell them, avoid that. So a lot of sensitization also is needed. Yes.
We've talked about earlier how there's development, technological development, a lot of trends happening. Do you think there's any that would come and actually affect your line of work, or what you do as a software developer?
I think what is coming up is not really affecting, it's augmenting and adding value. Like the area of AI, where you find that AI can come and actually do a simple program for you. You want to have an Excel sheet or something that can do a trial balance, as an income statement, your profit and loss. So you find that it helps you develop the first stage. So it removes the need for you to keep doing the small menu jobs. So it's there not actually to do away with programmers, it's actually assisting them so that now they can focus on the bigger picture. It also helps when it comes to debugging and looking at the code. It's easier for the software to just go through and show you there's somewhere this code is not working than having a programmer or a group of programmers going line by line. So I don't see it as a threat. I see it as an improvement and a great opportunity. Actually, AI has created a new template for us to now move on to. Yes.
Let's talk about now the gender aspect, being a woman in tech. Specifically for you, did you face any kind of challenge?
Wow. Yes. Truth be told, tech is more patriarchal. More men are in tech. And it's always a struggle to prove that you're actually a woman in technology. But one thing I know is that good work speaks for itself. Most of my clients are actually referrals. You do a good job here, you get the next referral. But they've always been there, especially the stereotyping. It's always there, but you just have to do what you're doing and do it very well and be consistent. Avoid looking back at who is saying what. People will always talk. Even men always have their own weaknesses and people criticize. So I don't think it's a matter of gender here. It's a matter of perfecting what you have.
Right.
Yes.
You talked about being a teenage mother and getting married early. How do you balance now that you're even working in the tech field, which is quite demanding, I'm sure, with family?
One thing that comes into play is having a great support system. And I put that across to especially women, young girls. We tend to not give ourselves enough time to have our own time either to develop our careers. We are so engrossed in bringing up the children that we forget ourselves.
Right.
So it's not just enough to be a mother. You need to go a step ahead and get a good support system. Get a good house manager. Make sure your spouse understands what you're doing and supports you. Get a community of like-minded people, maybe women in tech, or if you are a woman in business, people who can help you and add value to your life so that whenever you're going out, you have a support system that you can share ideas, you can share your challenges, and people understand you.
Wow, lovely. Now, in your opinion, what initiatives or changes could enhance, gender diversity within the tech industry?
I think especially for Kenya and Africa in general, because I've been to most places in Africa, we need to have a lot of sensitization from a very young age, not at the university level, or we need to have our children adopt STEM, the science, technology, and mathematics, because that is where tech evolves. So we need to stop stereotyping careers and saying that most ladies are in arts, men are in sciences. I think at a very young age, children have no bias. So if you can just allow them to be and show them their strength, we'll have more women picking up IT courses and science courses. Yes.
But even apart from, parents just challenging their kids to get into STEM, there's that stigma or stereotype, like you even said earlier, especially in African communities, for girls to get into STEM courses. Are you doing anything specific as someone who is in the tech industry to make sure that that is kind of squashed out?
I normally have a lot of mentorship programs for young girls, and mostly for those who are in tech or those intending to take a career. And that is one of the things I really love doing. I want to talk to them when they're in high school, when they're in university, and show them the opportunities that are there in tech, and show them that other ladies have done it. You can do it. It doesn't have to be something that only the men can do. This is a playing ground. Anybody can. The same way we have soccer. We also have women teams who are also in the soccer game. So it's time to let the ladies know that they can do it, and there are other ladies who are out there ready to support them, ready to mentor them and bring them up.
Right. As we wrap up the interview, just on the same line, it's March is Women's Month.
Yes.
The hashtag has been Inspire Inclusion. What are a few words that you could tell women, just generally, not even only in tech world, but just to ensure that they're in the right spaces?
For the women out there, for the girl child out there, I just want to tell you that the future is in our hands. We are the ones who shape society. So we need to go out and take those opportunities. Start now. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Start now. Because women are the foundation. And if the foundation is shaky, you find that everything else becomes shaky. So we look forward to having more women in business, not just in tech, but women taking up businesses, women doing other things, and also helping the man bring up the family unit.
Right.
Yes.
What I've taken from you is start now.
Yes.
Right? I think that's a good place to end the interview. Thank you so much. That is Helen Kamau. She is a software developer. We were talking about women in tech. Thank you so much.